All right, so one last thing I want to show you guys, since you guys got a Pet Corrector can, is how to start correcting him for jumping up. So as soon as his feet leave the ground, and this is across the board, if you want him to stop jumping on people, you've got to correct him for jumping on like counters, tables, furniture, unless you invite him up onto the couch. I'm not sure what your house rules are about dogs on the couch, but you don't want him to just be bouncing all over furniture regardless, even if he is allowed up on. Make sure you're inviting him onto the couch before he does it on his own. So anytime his feet leave the ground, this sound makes that same sound you always hear me saying, shh. It's that correction sound that interrupts the behavior of what the dog's doing. Okay, so you want to have him on a leash, and you want to have this kind of just off to the side. You don't have to like threaten him with it and have it right in his face. It's, again, just the sound. This is the lowest, most minor consequence level. You know what I mean? Like when a kid has to sit in timeout for 30 seconds as opposed to being in timeout for a half hour, as opposed to being grounded for a week. You know what I mean? The level of the punishment increases because of the behavior committed, right? So this is a sound correction, something that he can hear. More intense corrections would be something physical, like a leash pop or an e-collar. And we can use that for jumping up. Some dogs are really bad about breaking that habit, but if you're consistent with this, normally this will do it for, you know, the next couple of days to a week. So I'm gonna kind of tempt him to jump on me and make some like sounds that will probably get him to want to jump. As soon as his feet leave the ground, I'm gonna press this, okay? Oh, that's a good boy, Jax, yeah, good boy. That's a good boy. Good. So the way that you test if the correction worked, right, if the dog got the message, is to do the same exact temptation. And if he doesn't jump, then you know you got it. He might need 2 or 3 or 4 reps to figure it out. Remember, we're dealing with the bully brain here. But there's only one way to tell. Let's see. That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, good boy. That's a good boy, Jax. Yeah. All right. See what I mean? Now, this is just in this context. You'll still want to practice it for jumping up in other areas of the house, with other people, jumping up on furniture. Good boy. Good. That's another reason why you need a leash for this. This is a 2-part correction setup. This is the interruption. This is the follow-through. So with a correction, you're always giving information afterwards as to what they're supposed to do. The leash here makes it so he can't run off and just avoid the criticism, right? He has to let it process. He's not too scared of it. I was kind of expecting him to like bolt off. A lot of dogs do. But sometimes you also need to use the leash to remove him off of the furniture if he already got all the way up on, or if he's up on top of somebody, or if his paws are on the counter and you make this sound and he doesn't really move, he just freezes, you'll use the leash to remove him. Okay? So we did the jump up on me, we did the jump up on the couch, now let's do the jump up on the table. Like I said, there's 3 versions of this and you have to consistently enforce them all in the beginning. Like I said, the one rule exception are for people who let their dogs on the couch, which I can understand. But again, it's not like a jungle gym. Oh, that's a good boy. What's that? Let's see. See, I'm not like, I know this looks like is very contradicting because I'm setting him up for failure here, but I'm not giving him a command. All I'm doing is changing my tone, which that in itself can, tell a dog that they have permission to jump up, which it doesn't. He needs to be able to tolerate somebody's high-pitched voice and not feel the temptation to jump on them, because it's going to happen. That's real life. Okay, so here's like a plate. What's that? That's good boy. That's good boy. Yeah, good boy. And again, just let it process for a moment. You don't need to like talk to him and say, oh, it's okay, it's okay. Just like, you see how I'm just silent and I just look at him and wait? I'm talking to you guys at the camera, but if I was by myself, I would just be silent. And then when I go to reset and try it again, now he's afraid of the spoon. Bully brain. Good. All right, let's again test to see if he understood. Like I said, they're all three versions are connected. Let me see if he would. We're going to go back to the couch and see if he understands. Oh, that's good boy. Yeah, good boy, Jax. Good. Now, if he gets it right, this is where the balanced training methods come in. We just did 3 correction setups, but now he's getting it right. He's not taking the bribe and making the error of jumping. So now he actually gets my affection for getting it right. Good boy. That's a good boy. Yeah, you're a good fat head. Good boy. Good. That's good boy. You're not jumping on me. All right, and again, I'll test this standing up. Good boy. Good job. There you go, and he sat instead of jumping up. Now you have to do this a couple times a day. You can reverse which version of the jump up correction you start with. Like today I started with jumping up on me, then the couch, then the table. Change up the order. So because the first time he gets the correction, most likely the ones that follow, he won't mess up. He messed up on all 3 today, but this was his first time, so that's okay. But he'll start to pick up on it like, oh, okay, you're testing me. So you'll not only have to do it in this training session setup, you'll have to do it in real life too. And if you don't always have the can on you, get used to saying that correction sound like I do. If you were to spell it, it would be S-H-T. Shh. And you got to put a little oomph behind it, right? There's some projection that comes out when I say it, but as you're building your skill set, that tool, the Pet Corrector, is really useful. It won't last for a lifetime as far as a correction tool goes. So it's just more of like a beginner, elementary correction tool. Then we'll get into other things, but definitely start with that because he jumps up a lot, and it'll obviously help if if all of us are working to correct that and being consistent with it. So good luck, guys. Let me know if you need any help or you got questions.